Let's bring in Bill Baruch, president of Blue Line Futures. Let's take it from the top down here, Bill. Firstly, dollar jamming, bond yields down. Typically, that's not the way we see it. Usually yields in dollar are pretty reliable. What's going on there?
It's a little bit of a safe haven trade here. You're seeing, obviously, the bid in the bonds, bid in the dollar really comes out of the China data last night. I mean, that was a very poor slate of economic data. But you know what? It didn't stop there. It actually came into the U.S. here. New York Empire State Manufacturing was a big miss. I think, for what it's worth, investors, traders are maybe taking the New York number with a grain of salt, just given some of the jobs data from last month. Even though this is an August number, but I think there may be waiting to wait for a little bit more and focusing on some of the momentum in equities. But yeah, I think this is a safe haven bid in the U.S. dollar. I was on with Ben earlier this morning and pointed to the USD CNH against the Chinese yuan. Now you don't have this is not a tradable contract here, so I keep a close eye on it. It's up over 1% now, and as the U.S. dollar strengthens against the yuan, that right there is why you're seeing a lot of commodities slam today.
Okay, so as the commodities get hit, dollar down, we've got Bitcoin struggling to take part in the equity rally. Do we chalk that up to the dollar? Is it more sensitive? How come Bitcoin is not taking off, Bill? We're above and through the June highs for the S&P. NASDAQ blasted through them weeks ago. Bitcoin is still stuck here in the same place it's been since June. What the heck is going on? Is it done?
Yeah, before I answer that, point out too, as commodities slammed, it's a deflationary event, so you get a bid in treasuries rather than say yields higher on inflation.
Okay, yeah, I like that point. Yeah.
Looking back at the Bitcoin question here, Ethereum's been the leader. Ether has been the big leader. Got to 2,000. It's sort of a round number, and it stalled out. Stalled out in China. And I do think the U.S. dollar has the effect here where the strengthening dollar weighing on commodities. Bitcoin is not saying it's commodity. It's really a risk asset with stocks, but I think because it's priced in dollars, it's definitely holding it back. But with Ether being the leader, hitting 2,000, psychological number being hit, and then I think you're a lot of talk about buy the rumor, sell the news. And maybe you're going to get a little bit of a sell event when this transition here takes place with Ether into proof of stake.
Okay, so I mean, ETH down a little bit here today, but hey, I'll take your word for it on the levels and the story. I just generally up until now, it's always been sufficient to just track Bitcoin. Bitcoin's your leader. All the correlations for the cryptos follow. At any given point in the last 6 years, if I knew what Bitcoin was doing over the last 6 months, I could genuinely tell you what Ether or anything else was doing. Do you think that those days are over, possibly?
No, I think this is what we're seeing here with this proof of stake transition from proof of work for Ethereum. And so you're seeing this big sort of buy, maybe it is a buy the rumors. It's definitely been a great buying opportunity and riding the wave. I mean, I was certainly looking at Ether being extremely cheap at $1,000. But, again, $2,000 psychological level here. We're running into a little bit of a wall, stalling out, priced in U.S. dollars. But, here's the other thing. I mean, is money risk on flowing to crypto right now? No, I think it's money is risk on flowing to equities. You got the bears getting squeezed, and they're going to continue to get squeezed. You have the 200-day moving average, sort of a bullseye right now in the S&P. Now the NASDAQ with its melt up here, 13,900 or so is the 50% retracement of the NASDAQ. So the bears getting squeezed, but you also got to look at who needs to put cash to work, and it's been our narrative here that these hedge funds, they need to get cash to work. They either get it to work and ride the wave, or they don't get it to work and they don't make money back, and they're going to lose the AUM come November, December with redemptions, or the market rolls over and they lose the AUM anyway. So they got to put the money to work. I think that's driving stocks here. And then you got a lot of advisors. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of advisors took clients out of their stock positions and raised 30 to 50% cash in June. I mean, really, that's what you're seeing. So money's flowing in here in stocks, but I think there's definitely some crypto snake bitten right now. I mean, look, obviously the crypto had a lot of trauma that it's working through, and it's working through that still. And I think the Ether reason was the reason to get it going and get it off the ground floor for now. So can it get through there? A lot of resistance in Ether, about 2,200 to 2,400, number of levels aligned there. Maybe we can get there if the bid in equities continues. And I think there's a good chance we see the bid in equities continue.
So it sounds like the only real obvious positive narrative for crypto right now is in Ether. Is there a time frame in which Bitcoin can be absent in this risk-on move before people will start selling it by nature of it not participating? If I'm a trader who's buying Bitcoin as a risk-on, I want to make money off this trade. If I see people making money off Apple, which also doesn't go down as much, then is that eventually going to suck the money out of crypto? Bill, is there a runway here in which crypto and Bitcoin, and I just go there because it's the leader, do they have to follow suit, or else people go, you know what, fun experiment, I'm back to buying stocks instead?
Well, I mean, the way the rotation sort of goes, and it's been for decades. I mean, right now it just involves sort of, a crypto narrative to it. Is in the meme stocks as well joining this sort of. It's the quality. The quality's leading. Who's been the biggest leader here? Apple. I mean, there's stocks. Another one is artificial intelligence company Synopsys. They report earnings on Wednesday. They just broke out to record highs today. It's a stock I own in portfolios. Love this. Love what it's done. But so you get some really high quality names. They're the ones that are leading, but then you get things like a Bed Bath & Beyond starting to show. You get there was the investment bank out of Hong Kong that had some crazy move. So you're starting to get a little bit of this frothy narrative perking up here, and I think that's what could drive Bitcoin and start getting some interest. As Ether makes its move to 2,200, 2,400, there's a big level sort of just below 3,000. Sorry, 30,000 in Bitcoin, where there's a gap there and a lot of damage. I mean, that's really what it's running into. It's running into that what is it, June 13th or so, when it really broke down in the futures, and it's running through a tremendous amount of damage. There's, say, dead bodies per se right up through there. I mean, that's where it is. That's where
I like the way you put it, trauma.
Were. So it's a lot of supply that Bitcoin's working through there. A ton of damage, but to cover that gap area, you're seeing 28,000 or so. I think we can get there.